Celtics. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, nobody giving up any ground either way, fella.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Balanced scoring Clark for him. They're moving it well. Boston. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Olynyk, for Crowder, and it's Turner in for Thomas. Detroit also making some changes. Caldwell Pope comes in for Meeks, and it's Gonzalez in for Jackson. Celtics leading by 6. Outside Turner. Kicks to Smart. He tries for 3. Cannot hit. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Harris. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Really good work on the interior. That is a critical 2 points there. That was an ideal scenario really for him. Point-blank range and also a size advantage.
Quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He said, "We are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there." We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Mickey. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Marcus Smart. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. And so it's Boston with it. They lead by 4, but they'll get another chance. And Bradley gets it to go.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Thomas against Gonzalez. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Gonzalez has got 16 here in the second half.
And how about the execution, really when it matters most? He knew he had the height advantage and just got the job done. No need to pass in that situation.
Johnson the screen. Bradley drives in. Clock at 6. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And a miss there on the triple. The Pistons have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Sullinger screen on Drummond. Thomas dishes to Johnson. Detroit with the rebound.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Here's Bradley. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Gonzalez. Caldwell Pope kicks to Freak. From downtown, off the mark. And so it's Boston scraping by.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Isaiah Thomas. He really set the tone for them in the first half, and it seemed to just help carry them forward from that point on. And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
is this weekend, and we have all the latest updates. We hear from 2 of the qualified team owners and, of course, give you a chance at BC and 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now. Today on 2K TV postseason. The Road to the Finals tournament we've all been waiting for is this weekend, and we have all the latest updates. Team owners and, of course, give you a chance at BC.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Milwaukee Bucks as they go up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, after splitting their first 2 games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. Last time out for them, Freak set a career high in points. He's shown glimpses of what he's capable of before. Shaq, was his outburst a one-time thing, or can we expect more of that from him?
You know, he's a smart player. You know, the last game he had a matchup he felt he could exploit, and he made the most of it. You know, I saw his coach on the sideline calling plays. He was waving his coach off saying, no, this guy's barbecue chicken. I'm going to take him to the hole. He has a lot of tools, and I think he can do this more often. But consistency is something that he needs to develop.
Hey, listen, after a performance like that, though, Ernie, the focus is now on him. So he has to read defenses a little bit better tonight if he wants to cap that kind of performance again.
And we will wrap it up as we take you to courtside. Thank you for joining us.
The crowd is assembled at BMO Harris Bradley Center looking for a Bucks victory here in Milwaukee. And we've got it right here for you on 2K Sports. The Detroit Pistons come into this one following a loss, guys, to the Celtics. And that's one they'd like to have back. A little more focus would have been enough. Just a 4-point loss.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, you've got to play the entire 4 quarters. I mean, they played well for 3.5 quarters. And that's just not enough. You can't expect to win if you don't play a full game.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. The big men, Tolliver and Drummond. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. Here's Caldwell Pope. Kicks it to Tolliver. Takes a 3. Here's Drummond. Soft touch off the glass. Drummond's got his team on the board to start the game for the Pistons.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what...
In for Monroe. Sanders comes in for Jabari Parker. And McLemore subbed in for Chris Middleton. And a different look here for the Pistons. Marcus Morris is checked in for Tolliver. Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Gonzalez in for Reggie Jackson. 6 on the shot clock, and Drummond kicks to Morris. Good. Morris has got 5 points so far.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Henson.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Up top, Gonzalez. Carter Williams covering. From the high post, and Detroit again with the bucket. 1:04 left in the first quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I briefly spoke with Jason Kidd. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And guys, the focus being on the offensive side of things, they obviously don't want to let their defensive guard down, so to speak, can they?
No, they're still going to have to be sharp on the defensive side of the floor. It's just that getting into a rhythm offensively is going to be the main focus here early on.
I'm with you on that mindset, but it does leave the door open for them to be taken advantage of at the defensive end.
Miles Plumlee's checked in for Larry Sanders. Antetokounmpo kicks to Carter Williams. Dishes it to McLemore. No good on the triple. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Pistons lead by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has... Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Just the way they've been able to pound that backboard. I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Detroit, Gonzalez in at 2-guard. Anthony Tolliver out there with Tobias Harris. Then there's Ramon Sessions. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the small forward position.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Carter Williams, the pass to Middleton. And Plumlee kicks to Carter Williams. Plumlee with the screen. And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for the Bucks. Jackson, he's checked in for Detroit. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. A different look from Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Miles Plumlee comes in for Jabari Parker. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is subbed in for Chris Middleton. And a wide open look for Freak. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. The rebound by Johnson.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. The shot's good from Plumlee.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Henson dishes to Carter Williams. Plenty of space. That's good. Carter Williams has got 8.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Here's Gonzalez, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that concludes the first half. The Pistons on top. They lead by 11. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarter.